The storm begins. The lights were bright on the red carpet, flashing like tiny stars trapped in a storm. Ana de Armas smiled, but it wasn't real. Behind that elegant gown and graceful pose was a heart beating a little too fast, a mind trying not to spiral. The event was supposed to be a celebration. The premiere of her new film had been a major success. Critics praised her acting, called her performance stunning, raw, unforgettable. But none of that could silence the noise growing louder behind the scenes, the cruel noise of the internet. It started weeks ago. A few harsh comments under her Instagram post. Nothing new. Celebrities dealt with that every day. But then it grew. Posts about her appearance. Accusations about her personal life. Lies twisted into headlines. Fake interviews. Rumors. People she'd never met were writing hateful things about her as if they knew her soul. Strangers were dissecting her like she was less than human. Ana tried to ignore it. She tried to focus on work, on the scripts piling up, the interviews, the gym, the meetings. But each night, lying in bed, her fingers betrayed her. She'd scroll through comments. At first, looking for kindness. Later, searching for pain. And pain, she found. She's overrated. She got here because of who she dated. She's fake. Her hands trembled. She turned off the phone. But the words stayed. Still, she smiled at the cameras tonight, played the part, gave the world what they expected. She waved at fans, signed autographs, and even laughed when a reporter asked a silly question. But when the lights faded and the event ended, she walked quickly to her car, avoiding people's eyes. Inside the vehicle, she sank into the seat, her breath shaky. Her assistant, Maya, sat beside her and glanced at her carefully. "You were amazing tonight," Maya said gently. Ana didn't answer. Her eyes were glued to her phone. Someone had just tagged her in a video. She clicked it. A popular influencer was doing a reaction video to one of her interviews. The screen was split. On one side, Ana was answering a question about her childhood. On the other side, the influencer was mocking her accent, laughing at her words, mimicking her face. Ana closed the video. She bit her lip, hard. She wanted to scream, or cry, or disappear. But she did none of those. Instead, she looked out the window as the city lights passed by like ghosts. She whispered, "Why do they hate me so much?" Maya reached out and gently squeezed her hand. "They don't know you. They're not real. The people who love you. They're real." But Ana wasn't sure anymore. She got home, greeted her dog with a soft pat, and sat in the living room, wrapped in a blanket, staring at the wall. Her phone buzzed again. More tags, more cruel jokes, another trending hashtag with her name in it. And then, just when the darkness felt too heavy to carry, something strange happened. Her phone buzzed again. But this time it was a text. From Keanu Reeves. She stared at the name. They had worked together once, a few years ago. Nothing romantic, just respectful co-workers. He had always been kind, thoughtful, calm. She hadn't heard from him in months. Her hands shook as she opened the message. It read, "You don't have to carry this alone." She blinked, read it again. It was only 7 words. Simple, gentle. And yet, they hit like lightning. Keanu had seen what was happening. Ana didn't respond right away. She stared at the words for a long time, then finally typed back, "It's getting hard to breathe." A moment passed. Then another reply came. "Want to talk?" Ana hesitated, but then something inside her cracked open. She typed, "Yes." They spoke on the phone that night for over an hour. Keanu didn't give advice. He didn't try to fix it. He just listened, really listened. And when she cried, he didn't tell her to stop. He just said, "I understand." He shared his own battles, not as a celebrity, but as a human being. Moments when the world seemed too loud. Times when silence felt like the only escape. Stories. He had never told anyone. When they hung up, Anna felt something she hadn't felt in weeks. Not healed. Not safe. But not alone. The next morning, Anna opened her eyes before the alarm went off. Her phone buzzed again. This time it wasn't a cruel comment.
It was a notification. Keanu had posted a photo. It was just a black screen, with 3 words written in plain white font. I stand here. And in the caption he had tagged Anna, no drama, no long speech, no hashtags. Just those 3 words, the ID.
Internet exploded. At first people were confused. Then they realized what it meant. And then everything changed. Silence breaks. The world didn't just notice the post. It froze. Keanu Reeves wasn't known for making statements. He didn't tweet politics. He didn't get into fights online. His Instagram had only a handful of quiet photos, landscapes, behind-the-scenes shots, a guitar, a cup of coffee by the window. But now, this silent man had spoken, and the internet was listening. I stand here. 3 words, but in them, there was weight, protection, loyalty, the kind that didn't need drama to be powerful. Anna sat on the edge of her bed, staring at the screen. Her hand clutched her phone like it was something living. Outside her window, the city moved on. Cars hummed, the sun stretched over the buildings. But in her room, the air had shifted. It wasn't just her against the storm anymore. Within an hour, messages flooded in. Fans were reposting Keanu's words with the hashtag #IStandWithAnna. Strangers wrote, "She doesn't deserve the hate." Other celebrities started commenting on the post. Some reposted it. Some added their own words. Zendaya wrote, "Grace under fire. Always admired you." John Krasinski commented, "We need to do better. We stand with you." But more than the names, it was the unknown voices that mattered. People who had been silent before. People who felt they didn't have the right words but now found the courage to say something. Anna scrolled through comment after comment. "I saw what they were doing to you. I didn't say anything. I'm sorry. You helped me through a breakup with your movie. I cried with your character. You made me feel seen. I don't even follow Hollywood stuff, but what they're doing isn't right. Stay strong." And then one message made her stop. "I almost took my life last year because of online bullying. Watching you fight through this gives me strength." Anna's breath caught. She whispered, "I'm not alone." Maya walked into the room holding a coffee, but paused when she saw Anna's face. "What's happening?" Anna showed her the screen. Maya read a few comments, then sat beside her, silent for a long moment. "They're listening now," she finally said. Anna nodded slowly. "But what do I do with it?" That question stayed with her all day. She went to a photo shoot that afternoon. People were different now. Quieter, respectful. The crew didn't gossip the way they used to. No one asked invasive questions. The photographer smiled gently and said, "Take your time." The makeup artist said softly, "You don't need fixing, just enhancing." Anna felt it in the air. Something was changing, but deep inside, a war was still being fought. Because as much as the world was lifting her now, she remembered how quickly it had tried to crush her, and not all the voices were kind. Even now, in the corner of her feed, hate still lurked. She's playing victim. Keanu just feels sorry for her. Watch, she'll use this for a movie role. The words stung, less than before, but they still stung. That night, Anna texted Keanu. "You didn't have to post that, but you did. Thank you." He replied almost instantly. "You don't owe anyone your pain, but you deserve support." She stared at the screen. Again, the way he used words, so simple, so clear. He didn't pretend to be wise. He was just honest. "What if this all fades again?" She typed. "What if they turn on me tomorrow?" Then I'll still be standing, he wrote back. Anna closed her eyes. She could feel her heart slowing down. For once, her thoughts weren't racing. It was as if his calm voice lived in those texts. The next day, Anna made her own post, a simple selfie. No makeup, no lighting. She looked tired. Real. In the caption, she wrote, I almost deleted this account. I almost believed the lies. But then a friend reminded me, I'm allowed to take up space, I'm allowed to be here, I'm not perfect, but I am enough. Within minutes, the post went viral, and as the world watched, something rare happened. A conversation began. People started opening up about their own stories. Young girls, students, single moms, teachers, even a firefighter from Ohio, posting photos of themselves using the hashtag #IamEnough. Not filtered, not fake, just human. News outlets picked up the story. Headlines read, Keanu Reeves backs Ana de Armas against hate. Fans rally in emotional campaign. I am enough trend gives voice to thousands facing online abuse. Sitting in her living room, Anna read the news. Not with pride, but with quiet gratitude. And then her phone rang. Keanu. Hi, he said, his voice soft. Hi, she whispered back. I saw your post. You inspired it. He paused. No, you wrote the truth. That was all you. Anna bit her lip. Why did you help me? We barely talk. Keanu let out a small breath. Because I've seen too many good people fall silent. And the silence is what kills. Anna felt her throat tighten. She nodded, even though he couldn't see it. Then Keanu said something she would never forget. Your voice matters. And now, it's echoing further than you know. Outside, the night was quiet. But inside her heart, a fire was slowly starting to burn again. Not anger, not fear, just hope. Echoes in the dark. The morning after Anna's brave post, something strange began to happen across the internet. Voices that had long been silent started speaking up. It wasn't just celebrities or fans anymore. It was people who had never commented before. People who had always just scrolled past, thinking their words wouldn't matter. Now they were stepping forward, sharing their stories, their heartbreak, their battles with online hate. Anna watched it unfold like a wave. A teenager from Brazil posted a video of herself crying, saying, I used to think I was alone until Anna said she was hurting too. A teacher in Poland wrote, My students showed me the hashtag in class. Now they're talking about kindness. Even a soldier stationed overseas messaged Anna privately. I haven't seen my kids in months. Watching you stay strong gave me something to hold on to. Anna couldn't believe it. The very thing that almost broke her, her pain, her struggle, was now helping others feel seen, heard, human. But with that came a new kind of pressure. Anna began receiving requests to speak at events, to do interviews, to be the face of online kindness. News anchors wanted quotes, influencers asked for collaborations, even charity foundations reached out. She sat at her kitchen table, staring at her inbox. Maya stood nearby, gently organizing her schedule. Everyone wants a piece of you now, Maya said carefully. Anna nodded. They want the healed version of me. Maya looked at her. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be real. But Anna hesitated. She had spent so long pretending she was okay that now being honest felt harder than ever. That afternoon, she walked to a quiet bookstore near her home. No cameras, no crowds, just shelves full of stories that didn't judge her. She picked up a poetry book and sat in the corner, reading slowly. A few minutes later, a woman approached, middle-aged, kind eyes. Are you Anna? She asked softly. Anna smiled politely. Yes. I won't take a photo, the woman said quickly. I just wanted to say, my daughter is 12. She was getting bullied online. She stopped eating, stopped talking. I showed her your video, the one where you said you almost gave up. Anna's throat tightened. the woman continued. She smiled for the first time in weeks. Then she said, "If Anna can fight, maybe I can too." Anna blinked back tears. She stood and hugged the woman without saying a word. The bookstore felt warmer after that. That night, Anna called Keanu again. "They're turning me into a symbol," she said quietly. Keanu chuckled gently. "You already were. You just didn't know it yet. What if I mess it up?" "You will," he said, without hesitation. "We all do. But people don't need perfect. They need truth." There was a long silence between them. Then Keanu said something that stayed with her forever. "You didn't start a movement, Anna. You reminded people they still had hearts." The next week, Anna decided to accept one interview. Just one. It was with a journalist she trusted. No tabloids. No gossip. The day of the interview, she wore a simple shirt and jeans. No stylist, no team. She wanted to show up as herself. The journalist asked her everything. What happened during those weeks of online attacks? How did she feel? How did Keanu's post affect her? Anna answered honestly. "It felt like drowning," she said. "Like screaming underwater and no one hearing. Then he reached down, not to rescue me, but to let me know someone was swimming beside me." The interview aired the next day. Millions watched. Comments poured in. People called it raw, real, brave. But then something unexpected happened again. A girl named Emily posted a video. She had severe facial scars from an accident. In the video, she said, "I used to hide, because every time I showed my face, people laughed. Online, in real life, even teachers would look away. But Anna made me feel like I was still allowed to exist. So here I am." She smiled, her teeth uneven, her eyes filled with tears. "I'm done hiding." Anna watched the video 5 times, then messaged her directly. "You are beautiful, and you are enough." They cried together on a video call that evening. Over the next few days, more stories came in. A boy who stuttered, a woman with alopecia, a man who had lost his wife and was learning how to breathe again. People from every corner of the world. Anna was no longer just the target of hate. She had become a mirror, reflecting courage in others. But even then, the hate hadn't fully gone away. Some accounts still posted cruel edits of her face. Some still called her a liar, a drama queen, or worse. One night, unable to sleep, Anna found herself scrolling again. The comments were sharp. But this time, something had changed inside her. She remembered Keanu's voice. "They don't get to write your story." She turned off the screen, stood up, and walked to the mirror. No filters, no lights, just herself. And for the first time in a long time, she whispered, "I'm proud of you," and she meant it. The invitation, the email came early in the morning, hidden between a dozen others. Anna had almost missed it. She was sipping tea by her window, the soft morning sun resting gently on her face. For the first time in weeks, her mind felt still. No panic, no tightness in her chest, just breath. But when she opened the message, her heart skipped. Subject: Keynote invitation, United Nations Forum on Digital Safety and Mental Health from Global Initiatives team. She read it again, slowly. They wanted her to speak. Not as an actress, not as a celebrity, but as a survivor. A voice. Anna stared at the screen for a long time. She wasn't sure what to feel. Honored, nervous, scared. Maya came in with her planner and paused when she saw Anna's face. "What is it?" Maya asked. Anna turned the laptop so she could read. Maya's eyes widened. "Wow, that's huge." Anna nodded slowly. "What if I'm not ready?" Maya sat down. "You're never ready for big moments. You just walk into them anyway." Anna closed her eyes. The little girl inside her, the one who once dreamt of being seen, of being heard, was suddenly afraid again. But now she had a choice. And this time, she said yes. The day arrived faster than expected. The event was held in Geneva, a large hall filled with world leaders, activists, doctors, artists, and students. The topic was heavy: how online spaces were becoming more dangerous for mental health. How silence was becoming deadly. Anna stood backstage, wearing a simple cream dress. No glitter, no designer logos. Her hair was tied back. She didn't want to be a star today. She just wanted to be real. The moderator introduced her. Our next speaker is someone who needs no introduction. But today, she comes not as a performer, but as a voice of millions. Applause echoed. Cameras flashed. Lights adjusted. Anna stepped up to the podium. Her hands trembled slightly. Her throat tightened. She looked out at the sea of faces. And then, from the third row, she saw him, Keanu, seated quietly, arms folded, eyes calm and full of warmth. He nodded once. She took a breath and spoke. A few months ago, I almost deleted my name. The room went still, not just from social media, from everything, from the world. She paused. The silence was deep. Listening. When you're attacked online, it doesn't feel like words. It feels like knives you can't see. Every comment, every edit, every cruel joke, it cuts somewhere you thought was safe. Anna's voice shook, but she didn't stop. People said I was too sensitive, too dramatic. They said, "You're rich, you're famous. What do you have to cry about?" But pain doesn't care about your job. Pain finds you anyway. She looked down for a moment, then back up. I survived because someone reached out. He didn't post a long speech. He didn't defend me with fire. He just said 3 words. I stand here. And that was enough to remind me I was still worth standing for. Keanu looked down, moved. Anna continued, her voice growing stronger. But this isn't about me. It's about all of us. The bullied child, the lonely mother, the heartbroken teen who thinks their life doesn't matter because strangers online told them so. She leaned in, almost whispering, "You matter." And even if no one clicks like, even if your story never trends, you're not invisible. A standing ovation followed, not out of celebrity fame, but because truth had been spoken. After the speech, people lined up to shake her hand. A teenage girl hugged her and said, "My sister tried to hurt herself last year. I'm sending her your words." A man in a military uniform said, "That was braver than anything I've done." Anna walked out to the garden behind the building to breathe. Keanu joined her. They didn't speak for a moment. Then he said, "You moved the world today." She looked at him. "I couldn't have done it without you." "You could have," he said. "You just needed a nudge." She smiled. "What made you send that message that night?" Keanu looked at the flowers ahead of them. "I saw your interview clip being mocked. I knew what they were doing. And I thought, if no one stands up, then I'm part of the silence." Anna nodded. "You broke the silence." Keanu turned to her. "And now you're helping others find their voice." A week later, Anna received a letter, handwritten. It was from Emily, the girl with the facial scars. "You helped me start school again." The kids stared. I smiled anyway. "Your speech made me brave. And guess what? I joined the drama club. First plays next month. I'm not hiding anymore." Anna held the letter to her chest. But then, something unexpected happened. A tabloid leaked a false headline. "Keanu and Anna, fake kindness for publicity?" It spread fast.
Faster than her speech. Screenshots, jokes, toxic videos claiming it was all an act. For the first time in weeks, the hate returned. "Told you it was all fake. Keanu's just simping for her. Manipulation at its finest." Anna's phone
rang. Maya. "Don't read it," she warned. But she already had. The same cold ache began to creep in, the same voice whispering, "Maybe they're right." She wanted to disappear again. She lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. Her phone buzzed. "Keanu." "Don't give them your silence." "Your voice is louder now," Anna replied. They'll tear it down. Keanu. Then we build again, together. Anna stared at that last word, together, and for the first time in days, she sat up, wiped her tears, and opened her notebook. She began writing her next post, her next truth. The fight wasn't over. But now, she had something the hate couldn't touch. Community, and a reason to keep speaking. The fire and the flood Anna's fingers hovered over her phone screen, her breath shallow. The hateful headline still lingered in her mind. Keanu and Anna, fake kindness for publicity? Its echo growing louder with each new repost, each cruel meme, each cynical comment. What once felt like healing now felt like reopening a deep wound. She had come so far. And yet, in just one viral headline, the ground beneath her feet felt shaky again. Maya stood at the doorway watching. "Don't post tonight," she said gently. "Rest. Breathe." Anna looked up, eyes tired. "But if I stay silent, they win again." Maya didn't answer. She simply walked over, sat beside Anna, and wrapped an arm around her shoulder. The room was quiet, except for the soft ticking of the wall clock. "Maybe the storm always comes back," Anna whispered. "Even when the sky looks clear." "Then, we build a better umbrella," Maya replied. Anna smiled weakly. The next morning, Anna made a decision. She didn't post a defense. She didn't write a long explanation. Instead, she uploaded a photo, a simple one. Herself and Keanu, sitting on a bench from the day of the UN speech, both smiling softly, no filter, no glamour. The caption read, "Kindness doesn't need a script. It just needs courage." This moment wasn't planned. It was human. That was it. The post spread slowly at first. People were cautious. The internet had turned suspicious again, unsure if it could believe in something good. But then something happened. Someone posted a thread on Twitter. 10 screenshots of Anna's past years. Her visiting sick children quietly, donating to struggling, schools without press, comforting a fan crying at an airport, behind-the-scenes kindness captured by random strangers, never posted by Anna herself. The thread ended with, "She doesn't broadcast kindness. She lives it." It went viral. And just like that, the tide began to turn again. People commented, "I believe the rumors. I was wrong. I'm sorry." Just because something good happens in public doesn't mean it's fake. Maybe we should stop destroying people who are trying to build light. Anna sat in her garden later that evening, barefoot, surrounded by jasmine flowers. Her dog lay beside her, snoring softly. She opened her journal, wrote one word at the top of the page, rebuild. She began jotting ideas. She didn't want this to just be about her anymore. What if there was a space where people could go to talk about healing? What if kindness could be organized, not just random? She texted Maya, "I have an idea, but I don't want it to be about me. I want it to be for everyone." Maya replied, "You're thinking what I'm thinking. Let's make it happen." A month later it launched, a small website, simple in design. w.istandhere.org its mission. Give people a place to tell their stories, share their pain, find support, no likes, no followers. No viral goals, just truth. Anna didn't put her name on the front page, neither did Keanu. But when the site launched, Keanu posted one sentence on his profile. She built a space the world needed. People visited from all over the globe. A girl, from Egypt, shared her poem about losing her sister. A father from Canada wrote about raising a son with autism and how the online world had mocked his family. A teacher from Kenya talked about finding hope through watching Anna's journey. The site had thousands of posts within days. Some were long, some were just a sentence. Today I chose not to give up. I told someone I was hurting for the first time. My scars don't define me, but they are part of my story. Anna read each one with care. Some made her cry. Some made her smile. All reminded her why the fight mattered. And then came the next storm. A new documentary was being produced by a streaming platform. The subject, celebrity culture and cancel culture. They wanted to include Anna's story. But they also wanted to invite some of the influencers who had mocked her, some who had edited her videos cruelly, to speak too. They say it's for balance, Maya explained, frowning. But it feels like a trap. Anna thought for a long time. What if I speak anyway? She asked. Not to defend, but to define. Are you sure? Anna nodded. I'm not afraid of truth anymore. Filming day arrived. Anna sat in a quiet studio, a single camera in front of her. The director asked her to talk about the spiral, the weeks when hate had nearly broken her. What was the darkest moment? The director asked. Anna looked down. When I started believing them, she said softly. When I looked in the mirror and couldn't see myself, only their words. That's when I knew I needed help. What saved you? The director asked. Anna smiled. A text from someone who saw the human, not the headlines. And 3 words. I stand here. The documentary aired weeks later. And it didn't cause hate. It caused a wave of reflection. People who had made fun of her came forward. Some apologized publicly. Some emailed her privately. Some even joined the website, posting their own regrets, their own wounds. Anna didn't respond with anger. She responded with something rare. Grace, she posted. Healing starts when we stop trying to win and start trying to understand. Keanu commented, This is how we change the world. One moment of truth at a time. That night, Anna sat on her balcony, watching the city lights blink softly. A message appeared on her phone. It was from Emily again. Opening night was tonight. I didn't wear makeup. I didn't cover my scars. And guess what? They clapped. Loud. Really loud. Anna cried. Not because of pain, but because of pride. She replied, You lit up that stage. I know it. And then she closed her eyes. No noise. No hate. Just breath. The fire had tried to destroy her, but now she had become the light. The full circle. The rain tapped gently against the window as Anna stood in the quiet of her home, looking out at the grey morning. The city was slow today, its usual noise softened by the mist. Her tea sat untouched on the counter. Today wasn't about schedules or interviews or red carpets. Today was the 1-year anniversary of that night. The night she nearly gave up. The night Keanu had sent the message that changed everything. She remembered every detail. The way her hands shook, the cold air in her apartment, the empty ache in her chest. And then those 3 words. I stand here. They still echoed in her soul like a gentle drum beat. Anna turned from the window and walked toward her office. Her dog followed quietly behind her. On her desk sat the letters, hundreds of them. Handwritten, folded with care, sent from all over the world. Each one was from someone who had found courage in her story. Some were from teenagers, some from elderly women. A few from prison inmates. Many from people who had once posted cruel things but later realized the damage they had done. She opened one letter at random. It read, Dear Anna, I was one of those people who laughed at you. I shared a video mocking you. I thought it was harmless. But then my younger sister showed me your speech. She told me she had considered taking her own life. I never knew. Now we talk every day. You saved her, and you changed me. Anna closed the letter slowly, tears filling her eyes. She had read hundreds like this, and still, each one hit her like the first. Maya walked in quietly. You okay? She asked. Anna nodded. Just feeling everything. Maya smiled. We got another invite. Anna raised an eyebrow. To what? The academy. They want you to present the Lifetime Achievement Award this year. Anna blinked. Me? Maya nodded. And guess who they're giving it to? Anna tilted her head. Maya handed her a small folder. Inside was a printed note. Recipient, Keanu Reeves. Lips parted. He doesn't even like awards. He said he'd only come if you presented it. Anna laughed softly, shaking her head. Of course he did. The night of the ceremony arrived. The theater was grand, the room full of familiar faces and glittering gowns. But none of that mattered to Anna. Not tonight. She walked out on stage, the envelope in her hand. As the lights dimmed, she looked out over the sea of faces and began to speak. A year ago, I nearly walked away from this industry. Not because of a role, not because of failure, but because of hate. Hate that made me forget who I was. She paused, then continued. But someone reminded me, with 3 simple words, that I didn't have to disappear, that my voice still mattered. And because of that moment, I chose to stay, to heal, and to speak for those who feel unseen. She opened the envelope. And now, I have the great honor of presenting the Lifetime Achievement Award to the man who stood by me when the world didn't. A man who shows us all that strength isn't loud, it's kind. It's steady. It's real. The room erupted into applause. Keanu walked onto the stage, humble as ever, dressed in a simple suit. He hugged Anna, whispered something only she could hear, and turned to the microphone. I don't like speeches, he said, and the crowd chuckled. But tonight isn't about this award. It's about what we choose to do when no one is watching. How we treat each other when there's no spotlight. He looked at Anna. She showed us what courage looks like. And I just did what anyone should have done. He stepped back, letting the moment breathe. The audience stood. Not just for Keanu, but for everything the two of them had come to represent. Kindness in chaos, light in darkness, hope when it seems hopeless. After the ceremony, Anna walked out to the balcony of the after-party. The city sparkled below. Keanu joined her, holding 2 glasses of sparkling water. You made it, he said. We made it, she corrected. He smiled. How does it feel? Anna thought for a long moment. Like the storm never really goes away, she said. But now I've learned how to dance in the rain. Keanu chuckled. And now people are dancing with you. Months later, the Stand Here Foundation became global. Schools used the platform to teach digital empathy. Celebrities shared stories without fear of backlash. And more importantly, regular people found community. They began speaking their truths, lifting each other. Anna stepped back from the spotlight for a while, not because she was running, but because she was finally free. She spent time traveling, helping quietly behind the scenes, visiting those who had written her letters, mentoring young actors in small theaters far from Hollywood, and every now and then someone would come up to her in a coffee shop or a bookstore and say the same words, "Your story saved mine." Anna would always smile and reply, "No, our story saved each other." One quiet morning, Anna sat on a bench near the ocean, sketching in her notebook. Her phone buzzed. A new message from Keanu, just 3 words again, but this time they read, "Still standing. Always." Anna smiled, wiped a tear from her cheek, and looked out at the waves. This wasn't the end of the story. It was just the beginning.